programs do you guys get involved with?
Oh, yeah.
Because I know you have a 10-point program.
Right.
I want to make sure we get that in there.
Okay, right. Tell you a little bit about our programs, because we realize that a lot of kids don't eat in the morning, and it's not always because of lack of parenting. So what we do, we have a free breakfast for school youth program. We don't like calling them children. We call them school youth. We have a free feed the homeless program. We have a community cleanup program, which Captain John Gilmore is the director of that. We have a people's protection program. We actually go out in the community and patrol our own communities like they say we should do. We have free clothes giveaways, free food giveaways. We just had a track and field day as a part of our youth program where we invited a whole bunch of youth, came together, gave them free food, free events, had a nice time up at the Caledonian Ravine Park. We have urban play program where our sister Donna Brown teaches young black teenagers or young teenagers for any color for that matter. We're definitely not a racist organization. About urban issues, plays about urban issues. Because I see there's a lot of organizations out there. But we want to be a kind of organization that's out in the field and out actually doing with the people, because the people are the ones that's out there need help, and we definitely understand that people have to help people. We have to change the definition of community. We have to bring neighbor back in the hood. I tell my young soldiers, I can remember when the neighbors used to whip my butt, and we all knew each other, and they don't know nothing about that. So we need to get that back. We need to get that back like that. We also come with a 10-point program that basically says we won't be happy until we get land, bread, housing, true education, clothing, justice, and peace, and the immediate end to police brutality. That's the basis of our 10-point program. We definitely need true education, which means to us we need to get taught our full true black history from day one in these schools. Because I believe that's a lot of the problem. If we don't get taught to love ourselves, how can we go out here and love anyone else? We want free health care. It been many times I took my friends in the hospital shot. With a bullet in the back, and they asked me, do we have insurance? We definitely want to free all political prisoners. The power structure doesn't want to admit that they have political prisoners. There's a lot of people that's locked up in jail for their political beliefs, and not just a crime. This prison system gets a lot of money for so-called criminals. It's a lot of people in jail that just need help, that are not really criminals. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot in there that should be locked away, but there's also a lot in there. You could just give them help, and we all understand that when you go in jail, when you go to the penitentiary and you do your time, you get labeled a felon, and you get out, you can't get a type of job that you want to feed your family. We definitely believe that all felons should be able to get an opportunity to get a job and feed their homes, and that's why a lot of kids are left at home by themselves, because a lot of the fathers have felons and can't get a decent job. This government should be obligated to give or at least give the opportunity for everybody to get a job and make a living.
When I listen to your 10-point program, if I close my eyes and just listen for a minute, I'm hearing Fred Hampton and Huey Newton and Bobby Seale, because a lot of that is really close to what the Black Panther 10-point program was, and looking at where people are. And part of that education, one of the things in the black community that we really going to have to come to grips with is, can we really expect those who we compete with to educate our children to compete with them? Those are some issues that we really have to confront as a society. In learning our history has to be taught in our homes, and our history has to be taught in our churches, in our synagogues, in our mosques, and different types of places, because you can't allow it to be taught. And you got to be careful about who teaches it, in terms of history, because history is a very powerful weapon but it's a very dangerous weapon put on the wrong hands. So again, as you can see, learning history can transform people's lives, as it has done with these 3 young men here, which I'm very proud of. So again, I want to commend you on the work that you're doing. Chris, as you look at how you've been involved, how has that affected your life and those around you?
It's been affecting my life to the point where, like, I care more about people than I care about myself at times. Because I've been down and out. I done struggled, not had anything to eat. So I go to work all day and wake up in the morning to feed the youth, and not care about me being tired because I know how it feels to be hungry. So I just want to help. And
it makes you, and it also, quietly kept, it makes you feel good about some of the things that you do. There are a lot of things we do in our community that we feel bad about it, or don't even have a feeling about. But it does make everybody feel good about when you feed a kid that's been hungry the day before, because you've been there. You know what that feeling is like. And when he gets that food and he's thankful and he's looking at you and say, "Thanks, Mr. Chris," and that type of thing. Because now he's looking at you as a hero. He's looking at you as somebody he can look up to and he can trust. And it's hard to talk to a person when they're hungry. You got to kind of feed them first to kind of get that. Jesus taught us that. That's why he had that fish fry. Because he couldn't talk to the people when they was hungry. They never heard a word he said. So again, sometimes you got to feed people and type of thing. John, as you go through your involvement, how does it think it affected your life and the things that you do?
I think it affected my life to a point where I'm not always angry as I used to be. I used to be an angry little boy about life, period. Some of the things I've done made me look at life a different way, because there's some people that don't eat breakfast in the morning. I'm a big boy. I ate breakfast every morning, so I don't know how it feels to be hungry in the morning, but I feel for little kids that don't eat in the morning or don't eat, period. We got a lunch program too, so if they want to come by and get some free lunch, they can get some free lunch before they go home, because schools don't really give them too much nothing to eat. So it impacted me in a way I can't explain it. As I'm just happier now, about everything. I'm not walking around with the frowny face no more.
And again, I think what we're hearing is how these young men have recaptured their own humanity through serving other people and learning how other people could just easily been them and were them, and now they see those type of things, and John has been able to release his anger into something positive, and seeing it. And John is a big guy, and when he looks at you, he looks serious, but then he breaks down in a smile, and he looks okay. All right. And Chris was like, he could handle his business if he needed to handle his business. So all these guys, we're glad that you decided to come on the other side, because I hate to meet you in another situation, trying to where it's at. But I want to thank all of these young men from the bottom of my heart, because they need to be commended for work they've done on themselves in making a transformation. Transformation is not easy, in terms of where you're at. And it's easy to give up in the face of all kinds of obstacles that's placed in your way. And there's days when things go well for you. There's days when you say, why am I doing this, okay? There's always a day. But I want to say that we're here to support you. And if you want information how to get with this group, you can reach them at area code 216-526-3637. And so we want to make sure that you do that, and you can also call us at Black Studies. We want to thank them for coming in. We're going to look for you guys next week on another exciting edition of Images, and as we talk to other movers and shakers. There we go. That's a wrap, fellas. Okay, you should get a copy of this. And